Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today, for grammar, what I want to do really quick is at the beginning here, I just wanted to kind of recap what you all had done previously with the pronoun and antecedents dealing with this particular slide right here. I think some people are getting it pretty quickly and then others are struggling. So we need to make sure that we're doing this the right way. And then I'll also throw in what you guys are going to be doing for today's assignment, which I have here in the announcements. I'll show you what that worksheet looks like. But for this, if you all remember when we talked about what a pronoun is, we said that a pronoun is a word that's used to just replace a noun. Okay, so instead of saying Bob went to the store, you replace it with the pronoun he, and then you say he went to the store. So I don't think a lot of people have any issues with pronouns per se, but now when we talk about these antecedents, there was some confusion. So let me start with this example again, real quick. You almost have to build two sentences to actually set the stage for how this thing is going to connect. Now, can you have a pronoun and the antecedent in the same sentence? You definitely can. But like I was asking you all the other day about this particular bunch of images over here, it's really easier if you do two sentences. And then in the first one, you establish what the original noun is. And in the second one is where you come up with the pronoun. Okay. Now, I'm only saying this because obviously I saw from a lot of people's work that they either got it or they thought they got it, and in reality, they just kind of threw some stuff together. And then there were some people that clearly just kind of struggled. Okay, so if we look at this example, the squirrel stole the nut. So a noun is established. He was sneaky. So now I've got both parts. You see, I've got the noun, and then I have a pronoun over here that represents it. Okay. So there's a lot of different ways you could write this, and there's a lot of different ways that people kind of use this concept, but kind of just mixed it all around. But really, if you do the job right here of setting the stage for the squirrel stole the nut, then it's easier to do the pronoun part. He was sneaky. Okay, so I'm just going to pick a few of these. Obviously, I'm not going to do all of them, but you really have to look at them from the perspective of it's a two-part situation. Okay, so this apple pie. Anything goes with it. You can be talking about the pie, you can talk about eating the pie, it doesn't matter as long as you do both parts. Okay. So if you start this, my family bought an apple pie. We thought it was delicious, right? You have the we representing your family, you have it representing the pie. So you have several different options. Okay. But if you just write me a pie sentence like my family ate a delicious pie, which is what some of you all did. Okay, to be honest, you just wrote me a sentence about a pie with kind of no mind to the actual pronoun antecedent part. Okay, the tree. The tree has beautiful leaves. They were all different colors. So see, I have they representing the leaves of the tree, not even necessarily the tree itself, and that's fine too. So something like that would work. Okay. Things like the barn. Um, the farmer built a new barn. It was red. All right. It being the barn. There you go. I have the noun established. I have a pronoun representing that original noun. And that's how this whole pronoun antecedent works. Okay. Football's the last one I'll do as an example because, again, some of y'all wrote me a sentence like, my family played football outside. Okay, that's just a sentence. That's just a random sentence. We need a pronoun and an antecedent. Okay, so something for football is my family played football outside. We had a lot of fun. So, see, the we represents the family, doesn't necessarily have to represent the football, but it still works. Okay, so I'm just wrapping this up related to what you guys did the other day, and I really hope this conversation so far has kind of made a little bit more sense. And I will be honest, there's quite a few people that seem to be a little confused, so don't feel like you're the only one. Okay, now as far as the assignment for today, you guys are going to be able to see this when you open it up. But I just want to check one more time that we're really getting it. Okay. Now, there's two different ways of doing this. If you guys are people that have been printing these out literally and then writing the answers on the paper that you've printed out and then sending me a picture, that's fine. But for others, again, I've been saying if all you want to do is type your answers into a Google Doc and share it with me, or write your answers down on a piece of notebook paper and then share me that information somehow, that's fine. Okay, but if you notice, we have 10 here, and we have 11, 12, 13, and 14. Okay, the bottom four are kind of easy peasy. But the top 10, it says underline the pronouns and circle the antecedents to which they refer. Draw a line connecting the two. Now, let's talk about this. If you're somebody who's actually going to print this paper out, then you can do all those things, right? You can go in and you can underline the pronoun. You can circle its antecedent. And like we've done before, you can draw an arrow or a line connecting the two. Now, in the case of people that are not going to print this out, like let's say you're just going to type your answers into a Google Doc or write your answers on notebook paper, that's just the same. You don't have to underline the pronoun. You can just make a column for pronouns, or you can label it pronoun, or you can put P next to it so that I know that you know which one is the pronoun. And as far as circling the antecedent, obviously, if you don't have the ability to circle anything, don't worry about circling it. Make a column for antecedents, put A next to it, or put antecedent next to it so that I know that you know which one is which. And as far as drawing a line connecting the two, well, obviously, I don't need a line connecting the two if you guys are just going to be typing this into a Google Doc. Okay. But again, I want you all to identify which one is which. I'm going to say that one more time. Again, those people that are not watching this video, the ones that are just looking at the worksheet and doing it, they're not going to hear this. But you guys listening, you're going to hear me say this. I want you to identify which one is which. Okay, I don't want you to just write two words and be like, yep, those are it. I want to make sure that you know which one is which. So to be honest, if you don't put pronoun or P next to the pronoun, if you don't put A or antecedent next to antecedent, I'm going to count some points off. Okay. But as you go through these top 10 sentences, read it to yourself, identify the pronoun and what that pronoun is describing. What that pronoun is describing, again, is the antecedent. Okay. And at the bottom here, the last four, this is easy. You just read the sentence to yourself and you choose which pronoun is best suited for that sentence. And again, I'll give you guys the trick here. If you get rid sometimes of different parts of the sentence and read it to yourself just with this word, then it makes a lot more sense. So I and me is a definite example. So if you have the students and something, read it to yourself. Take the students and off and read it like me saw dinosaur, I saw dinosaur, we saw dinosaur, right? So that's a good example. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you all. I'm going to back out here. And again, as always, you're going to submit, like I've said, your answers to this worksheet via Google Doc is fine, notebook page is fine, email, just literally emailing me the answers is fine. But again, I'm telling you all firsthand, you need to identify which ones are the pronouns and which ones are the antecedents to get full credit. Okay, and just share that with me today. All right. So as always, we're going to continue this conversation related to pronouns over the next couple of days. And we're just going to see kind of where this leads us when we start talking about a unit test or unit quiz. We'll get to that point soon. Okay, but I'll tell you guys about that when we get there. All right, so stay well and be safe, and I'll talk to you all soon. All right, bye.